Something very funny just happened to me. Well, it didn't happen to me. It happened right in front of me. It just happened, uh, and I wanted to come on here. I wanted to share it with the channel and maybe brighten up your day and make you laugh. I want to introduce the family here to Mr. No Senor. Yeah. Well, Prophet, who's Mr. No Senor? You're going to see right now. Get ready for the best intro in the watch game. And I'm going to introduce you to Mr. No Senor. Take it. Take hold. It's big fun. Check it out.
Cheers, family.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I am your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. And that was just the best intro in the watch game. Bar none, bar none. Listen to me, man. Sometimes you're going throughout your day and you're so serious, you're here and there, you're dealing with problems, you're dealing with issues. Life is lifing, right? And you go through, and sometimes it's easy to kind of lose track of your sense of humor, right? But sometimes God blesses you with something that you can't help but laugh at, right? So that just happened to me. So I'm going to share that story with you right here, right now. I'm going to share it with the family. I want to introduce you to Mr. No Senor. Mr. No Senor. So, anyway, check it out. So, I just ate lunch. This just happened to me. I want to share it with the family while it's fresh. So, I go to this little lunch spot by me when I'm here in Miami. This is my little crash pad in Miami, my condo in Miami. So I go to lunch at this little spot by me, right by the bridge. It's a cool little Spanish place, Latin place. The food is excellent and it's reasonably priced. I've been going there for years, and it's one of these neighborhood spots where there's a couple of them actually in Miami, but it's one of these neighborhood spots where the price isn't really reflective of what the neighborhood around it's become. Like the neighborhood around this area here is become super expensive, actually more expensive than Manhattan, New York City, in my opinion. And but the price in this little restaurant is not reflective of that. Like a thing of Tropicana orange juice here will cost you $8. In New York City, it's $4.99. So that'll tell you, where inflation has gone or where this area has, super gentrified over the years. And fortunately, this particular little restaurant hasn't really kept their prices, with the neighboring demographic, if you will. So anyway. So this place, as you can tell, always gets packed for lunch. They got a nice, they have nice numbers, 1 through whatever, 12 or whatever. And you can get a nice lunch deal, right? You can get a nice lunch special. So as you can tell that they get packed for lunch, right? They get packed neighboring area or the offices or whatever. And just like locals, right? Locals. Some tourists too. But anyway, so they had two ways that you could get your food, right? You could go up to the counter, make your order, pay for it at the counter, and then wait for them to call you. Then you'll get your tray and you go sit down, right? Or you could just walk into the restaurant, have a seat, and then the little waitress will come over, take your order or whatever, right? Okay. But the latter example of that is if you would just walk in and sit down, and the waitress will come over, you have to leave a tip. That goes with eating out, right? You leave a tip. So these cheap, inconsiderate bastards from, who knows where they're from, but that would go there. A lot of people, because the food was relatively priced for the area, it was really inexpensive. So it would get packed with these people, and they will always go up to the counter and order their food, right? And just leave no tip, because they would just pay for whatever it was, and there was no option to leave a tip unless you gave cash. When you pay for a meal, but everybody paid for the card. So they would purposely go up to the counter instead of sitting down to leave this little young girl's tip. Little school girls, what do you give them? $2, $3, $5? You're getting a reasonably priced meal, for all you're getting for this area. Anywhere else you go, that little lunch is $45. But anyway, especially in this neighborhood, this area. So anyway, these guys would run up to the counter specifically to leave no tip, because I see it all day. I see it all the time. I go there for lunch a lot whenever I'm in the city. So anyway, and these mostly these men are usually like, we'll leave that for the OTI family. But anyway, this particular guy, right? So anyway, just to spoiler alert, I'm going to show you a picture of Mr. No Senor. But anyway, now they changed around the system, because what happened was the turnaround was so big in the restaurant, because these girls aren't making any money. They're probably paying them below minimum wage because they're factoring in tips. But these cheap, inconsiderate bastards that would go in there, these narrow foot bastards, usually these narrow foot guys are like really cheap. These soccer fans, I said it, these soccer fans from different areas, narrow foot, they're super inconsiderate, cheap. These are young girls just working for tips. So anyway, the turnaround was so great with the girls that they had to do something else, right? So to hold on to the employees. So they put in a new system, new POS system at the counter, where now everyone goes up to the counter, you pay for your food, and there's also add tip, and you can do it right there on your card or whatever, right? So, okay. So this guy is in front of me. I'm on the line. This guy is in front of me. So that's the way how they get, you have to give a tip to the young girls. Okay, boom. So this inconsiderate, narrow foot bastard is in front of me, right? And he makes his order, whatever, a little $15 plate, whatever it is, and it comes with a drink, man. Come on, man, $15 for what you're getting, Latin food in Miami. You can't beat that with a drink, and he gets that, right? Okay, and then so I'm right behind him, so you don't want to look, but you notice the screen pops up. He hits the thing on the bottom, no tip. And I look at it, I'm like, you couldn't leave the little girl $5, $5, $6, a little girl just working for tips, schoolgirl, somebody's daughter, somebody's niece, somebody's little sister, probably, has the same kind of, heritage that you might be from. Maybe her parents are where your parents are from, or where you're from, and you can't throw her a couple bucks. You save so much on your lunch, but he hits no tip, and he turns around quick because he's embarrassed. He doesn't want to look her in the eye, and she says, gracias, thank you, Spanish, and he turns around and he walks away fast because you're disgusting, dude. You're a grown man. You're disgusting. You are disgusting. So anyway, it's my turn. I come up. I get the steak with the rice and beans, the churrasco, and it's super excellent. And for the price point, I think it's like $28 or whatever it is. For the price point, it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable, and down in Miami, it's unbeatable price. So, and it comes with this little like a sauce, special little sauce that they do for that steak, right? Sorry, somebody's always calling me when I decide to make a video. So anyway, I go my order, I hit my little tip. It's fine because even with even you throw this young girl, $5-10, you still is way cheaper than what you would be paying anywhere else. And the quality is great. The quality of this food is great. I really don't know how they do it at this price point. I'm assuming that they take the employees and pay them less, incorporating tips, into their pay. They're saying, oh, it'll be minimum wage because you'll get this much in tips. I don't, that's just me presuming. I don't know how the restaurant business works. I've never been in the restaurant business other than many years ago, I was a dishwasher in a Mexican restaurant, but I was never behind the scenes to know how it works. So anyway, I'll give my little tip. I go, all right. She calls the guy's name to come, because you got to leave your name, right? She calls the guy's name to come up, to come up and get his food, right? He gets his food and it's included this, that. He wants to substitute this. He wants to substitute that. He wants to substitute this, and they tell him there's no substitutions, no substitutions. And so he takes his little tray and he walks away, right? Okay. They call me next, because I was right behind him. They call me next. I come up, I get my food, beautiful plate. They give us a little sauce that goes with the steak. I say, hey, may I have another one? Sure, boom. I get another one, boom, because, the sauce is delicious. So I like to spread it all over the steak. So I get my tray, I go sit down. And so this guy, Mr. No Senor, right, is sitting across from me. And he looks over to my plate and he sees that I got this sauce and it smells garlicky. It's I forget what they call it, but it's great. It's green. It's not a pesto sauce, but it's something like it. It's garlicky, but it's green. It's fantastic. Anyway, he's looking over and he's with some other guys talking bullshit crap over there. Blah, 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 blah. He's the big talker. And then I guess he likes the sauce so much, he goes up to the counter and he puts his hands on the counter and he tells the girl, hey, I want one of those sauces that man has. And she tells him, no, senor. She tells him, no, senor. And before she's even finished speaking, because she's telling him, no, senor, that sauce only comes with the churrasco order, right? Because it's more expensive than his meal. So while she tells him, no, senor, before she even finishes talking, he gets a no, senor. He turns around and leaves. He doesn't even want to debate her because he knows his inconsiderate ass hit that no tip button, and he knows that she knows. And I know that it was with great pleasure that she told him that he came to ask for something, and she said, no, senor. I know she wanted to say, no, senor, you cheap bastard. Before she even finished speaking, once he got that no, senor, he put her and he walked away. Listen, I'm going to post a picture of Mr. No Senor. I got his face. Check it out here. You see it? If it's not up here, let me stop this video and I'm going to post a picture of Mr. No Senor. You see his stupid face? You see his stupid face? If I'm able to, I'm going to keep this picture up here. But if not, did you see his stupid face? His stupid face, narrow shoe wearing soccer fan. Man, I felt like, telling him, good for you, Mr. No Senor. I took a couple of pictures of him. Let me show you this guy's sneakers, this narrow foot. Check it out. Lately, I've been noticing like a pattern with these narrow foot bastards. They're usually inconsiderate and very cheap. I mean, you know, leaving a tip is part of the fun of going out. If you're such a cheap, inconsiderate bastard, stay home. You can't leave the little schoolgirl $2, $5, you know, whatever. Your meal was 15, 16 bucks. You can't leave $3 or leave a 20 and keep it. Come on, man. You cheap bastard. Mr. No Senor, I'm going to make you famous. Today, you're going to be famous. Everybody in Miami, say hello to Mr. No Senor. If he's not there, let me show you him again. Take a picture of this guy. Take a picture of this guy and keep it in your phone. If you are in any service business or any food, any type of service business, and you see Mr. No Senor walking your establishment, and he comes to the counter, he asks for anything, you tell him, No Senor, and let him get the F out, because this is a cheap bastard. All right, that's it. That's today's video, man. I hope you enjoyed it, because it made my day. Mr. No Senor, he put some fun into this otherwise very hectic day. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet. If you're part of the OTI family, was I right? Was I right? I mean, you have 10x your money at least. So, hey, God bless America. God bless us all. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the 8th, the last dragon, and we're out, man. Enjoy that. And remember, keep Mr. No Senor on your phone.
Cheers, family.